I didn't ask you that. Have you hated anyone? I didn't ask you what reason did you hate someone. Romans 13 and 8 says, owe no man anything but to love one another. Romans 13 and 10, love worketh no ill. Romans 10, 12 and 10, be kind, affectionate one to another with brotherly love, honoring, preferring one another. Is there any reason to love or to hate anyone? To hate anyone. Love and unlove. Matthew, please turn to Matthew, the scripture that was read, Matthew, the 22nd chapter, 37 through 40 verse. Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord with all love the Lord with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. And he was talking to the Pharisees. Verse 33 says, and when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. They had never heard one. And before that it says, God is not a God of the dead, but of the living. And they was astonished at this. They was pretty upset with him. And then verse 39, and the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. 1 John 4 and 20, if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen? It is impossible. Ephesians 5 and 29. For no man ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it. Refers to verse 39. Verse 40, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Example, therefore all things, Matthew 7 and 12, therefore all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do ye ever so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. That word should do to you. That's the key word that man should do to you. Is love ye one another. Going back to verse 39. The second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Galatians 5 and 6 says, for in Jesus Christ neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. Only by faith that we can please the Lord. Everything that we do in this life is according to our faith. Everything. please turn to Luke, the 7th chapter, 44th verse. And this is an example. Luke, the 7th chapter, 44th verse. I mean, 7th chapter, 44th verse, starting at 44th verse. The 7th chapter, starting at the 44th verse. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, seest thou this woman? I entered into thy house, thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with her hair, with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman since the time I came in hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. This is an act of humility, service. This is an act of love. Despite who she was, this woman was, despite the situation she was in, despite her sinful ways, she bowed down to God and washed his feet. That's just an example of how we should serve and love one another. That's an act of humility. First John 3:11 and 12.